Hey everyone, Tim Holm, Watsonrealtycorp, your home team. This is buying and selling a home is easy. Today we're going to talk about a BPO. Now, what is a BPO? Find out right after this. Hey everyone, now that we're back, what is a BPO and why is it important? I have a bunch of people asking about the homes that are out there in the market right now. Now, you guys have to understand, right now, there still is a moratorium on foreclosures and short sales, but that is soon going away. So the way that the system works, if you ever see something in what's called pre-foreclosure, which I'm sure you probably have seen that somewhere on the internet, starts with a letter C, it's one of those real estate things that are out there. Not one of our friends, but anyways, sometimes they put postings out there as the property is in pre-foreclosure. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, truthfully, it means nothing. What that means is that the homeowner has not made payments lately. Doesn't mean that they're they could be more than one, maybe two homes behind, but for the most part, it means that they need to get caught back up. Now, right now, that's not as big of a deal as what it is normally, because right now, there are a lot of people that are doing something called a forbearance. Now, forbearance is explained on another video, and I'll post it up here somewhere, whichever side it shows up on. I never remember, sorry. But the forbearance is basically where somebody has postponed their payments due to something that has happened. And in our world right now, that is basically because of COVID-19. A lot of people are basically holding off on trying to make payments until a certain date. Well, that time frame is coming up real soon here because the lenders are going to require people to start paying again because the foreclosure short sale thing is coming to an end at the end of July. As of the date that I'm doing this right now, it's towards the end of July, so we only have about a week and a half left. And with that being said, unless the president and everybody else decides to continue it, which it doesn't look like they're going to, which is a good thing for us, that means there's going to be some foreclosures that are going to be coming out there. Yeah. Now, you got to understand, I am not for somebody trying to foreclose on a house, and especially in today's market. Right now, you're probably going to be able to make some money even on a house you haven't even made a payment on for a while. So with that being said, you don't even have to worry about quite as much of a short sale, so I don't believe the short sales are coming. What I do believe is the people who have already foreclosed, the people who have already had issues, the ones who've already filed before March 31st of 2020, those people are going to be having something done on their house. They're probably going to be kicked out pretty soon, which they're going to probably do something called a deed in lieu, which means you hand over the keys for basically a certain amount of money, whatever the lender is going to come up with. And in doing so, they're going to actually get out of the house. And the problem is a lot of people just kind of grab whatever they want, get out. They leave whatever else is left because they don't have a place to go or they don't have a thing to do with it. Well, what I'm getting ready to do is something called a BPO. It is called a broker's price opinion, meaning that I'm going to drive over to a house and I'm going to assess the value of the house. Now, I'm not going to be able to go inside, so this is just an external BPO, meaning that I'm going to take pictures, I'm going to come up with comps that are going to be comparable to this house, show how much this house is really worth right now in today's market, and send it back into the lender. Yes, I do get paid for this. It's not a whole bunch, but the idea is for me to do a really good job on it, and hopefully that I will be the listing agent for this property. Why? Because I already have a little bit of knowledge of it. I already know the price, I already know location and everything else for this property. So that hopefully will help me out. But what's going to happen is if people are currently living there, they're going to have to get out. And that's a bad thing. Now, again, I want you to understand, I don't want anyone to ever foreclose. I don't want anyone to ever have problems that they're not going to be able to have their house anymore, because it's always great to have a house. And if there's any way you can finally work out with the lender and talk to them about a forbearance, talk to them about trying to hold off on the foreclosure stuff, the better off you're going to be. I really hate having people who are not going to have a home, okay? So that's not what I'm looking forward to. But on this property here, it looks like it's already a vacant property, meaning that people have already moved out. They've already finished up everything. It just means that basically I get to go over and assess how much the house is worth and to see if the house has some value. And hopefully the bank will come back and say, go ahead and list it for this amount of money, and we can go ahead and put it on the market and try and sell the house for the lender. What do I get out of it? Well, I get a sale out of it, hopefully. But other than that, I do get a small amount of money for the BPO, and it varies from location to location, state to state, and the difficulty of the property. So that, I can't tell you exactly the price of it, but it is another way in which, as a realtor, you're capable of going out and getting some listings. So if you feel that you're not getting very many listings right now, for anyone who's actually watching that is a realtor, this might be a great way for you to start off with, especially as we start getting closer and closer to the foreclosure short sale time frame. Now, one last thing. Do I feel that there's going to be a lot of foreclosures or short sales coming up? No, I don't. And that's partly because, as I said, the market has pushed up the housing market so high that even if you owe, let's use easy numbers, $200,000, your neighborhood's probably closer to $220,000, $230,000. So you're not necessarily going to be able to sell the house and make a profit on it. But if you are in a forbearance or getting ready to foreclose, you still might want to talk to your realtor and sell your house. Now, what does that mean to the market? Well, right now, as of this last Monday, we had what was considered 2.5 weeks worth of inventory, meaning that if no other house comes on the market and every single house is sold, we would actually run out of houses within 2.5 weeks. So that's kind of scary, especially in this market, especially in the Jacksonville market, but it happens everywhere right now. Luckily, we've gone up about 300 houses. It used to be only 2 weeks worth of inventory, meaning after 2 weeks, if nobody would ever put their house on the market and all houses got sold, you'd only have 2 weeks worth of inventory that's out there. So we're looking like we're going towards the right direction. Do I feel that the market is softening a little bit? Yeah, just a little bit. I'm not getting as many multiple offer transactions that I'm having to go through, which is a good thing. I'm not having to compete against people on the buyer side. So the buyers that I have are currently saying, you know what, I can deal with the fact that we only have 5 people that we're competing against, whereas early May, beginning of June, I was putting in an offer and it was 26 offers. There were so many people competing. People were purchasing houses that were $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $60,000 overpriced. In the higher end areas, you're talking about $100,000. I had somebody who actually said they're going to pay $120,000 over the price, and the house was worth $500,000, so they paid $620,000 for that house. Wow, blows my mind. Wouldn't have happened 7 years ago. That was during the time frame in which I started, in which you were able to ask for closing costs. You don't ask for closing costs. You don't ask for anything. So that might be coming back. That might be something that we're looking forward to. But right now, let's see what happens with the next month or so and how it softens. Interest rates are still incredible. The amount of homes that are out there are starting to go up. Hopefully we can start getting some more inventory, and as I said, if you're a realtor out there, this might be a great way for you to try and get some more listings, and it is through something called a BPO, Broker's Price Opinion. See what happens. But if you have any questions or concerns or anything else like that, if you want to learn more about anything that I've ever talked about, make sure you end up commenting down below. If you like this video, make sure you give me that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you end up wanting to learn something in the future, or you have a different suggestion of a subject for me, please let me know. I do apologize for not being able to do any videos last week. We had a really busy week, and I ended up having to do an out-of-town trip that was kind of unplanned. But thanks for watching. Appreciate you, and I will catch you next time.